The Discovery Captain Maya Chen pressed her palm against the cool viewport of the exploration vessel New Horizon, watching stars blur past as they dropped out of hyperspace. After 18 months in the void between systems, seeing real sunlight filtering through the observation deck felt like greeting an old friend. The Kepler 442 system stretched before them, its orange dwarf star casting warm light across 3 rocky planets and a scattered asteroid field. "Captain, we're picking up some unusual readings from the second planet," called engineer Jake Rodriguez from his station. His weathered hands moved across the holographic displays with practiced ease. Years of deep space exploration having taught him to read the ship's sensors like a favorite book. Maya turned from the viewport, her black hair catching the artificial light as she moved toward Jake's station. The bridge of the New Horizon hummed with quiet efficiency, banks of monitors displaying everything from atmospheric readings to gravitational fluctuations. After 2 decades in space, Maya had learned to trust her gut as much as her instruments. And something about this system felt different. "What kind of readings?" she asked, leaning over Jake's shoulder to examine the data streams flowing across his screen. Jake frowned, adjusting his thick-rimmed glasses. "Energy signatures that don't match any natural phenomena we've catalogued. The patterns are too regular, too organized." Almost like he paused, running calculations through the ship's computer. "Like technology, but not anything in our databases." Maya felt her pulse quicken. First contact protocols ran through her mind automatically, procedures drilled into every deep space explorer since humanity had first reached beyond the solar system. In 50 years of interstellar travel, they had found ancient ruins, evidence of long-dead civilizations, even fossilized remains of primitive life forms, but never active, living alien intelligence, range and bearing. Maya asked, her voice steady despite the excitement building in her chest. "Planet's surface, northern continent. The signals are clustered in what appears to be a valley system surrounded by mountain ranges." Jake's fingers danced across the controls, bringing up topographical maps of the planet's surface. "Atmosphere is breathable for humans. Gravity is about 85% of Earth normal." Maya studied the data, weighing options. Protocol demanded that they maintain safe distance and report back to Earth Command before making contact. But Earth was 47 light-years away, and even quantum communications would take weeks to reach home and receive a response. Whatever was down there could be gone by then. "Take us into orbit," Maya decided. "Full stealth configuration. I want to know what we're dealing with before we announce our presence." The New Horizon adjusted course, its advanced engines barely making a whisper as they approached the planet. Through the forward cameras, they could see a world of blue-green, oceans and rust-colored continents, white clouds swirling in complex weather patterns. It looked peaceful, almost inviting, as they settled into a high orbit. Jake's scanners began painting a clearer picture of the energy sources. "Captain, I'm detecting what appears to be a disabled spacecraft on the surface. The whole configuration is unlike anything in our records, but the power readings suggest significant damage to their main systems." Maya leaned forward. "Any signs of life? Biosignatures are ... unusual. I'm reading multiple life forms, but their physiological patterns are unlike anything in our xenobiological databases. Heart rates and metabolic functions suggest they're under considerable stress." The implications hit Maya immediately. If there truly were aliens on the surface, and their ship was damaged, they might be stranded or dying. Every instinct as a captain and as a human being told her that leaving them to suffer while waiting for orders from Earth was unconscionable. "Prep the shuttle," she ordered. "Full environmental suits, emergency medical supplies, and universal translation matrices. We're going down there." Jake grinned, the same expression he'd worn when they'd discovered the crystalline formations in the Proxima system or the ancient ruins on Kepler 186f. Finally, something interesting happens on this mission. 2 hours later, Maya and Jake descended through the planet's atmosphere in the shuttle Pathfinder. The valley Jake had detected from orbit opened up below them like a vast green bowl, surrounded by snow-capped peaks that gleamed in the orange sunlight. At the center of the valley, they could see the alien spacecraft. Maya had expected something sleek and angular, like the ships from old science fiction movies. Instead, the vessel looked almost organic, with smooth curves and a surface that seemed to shimmer between silver and deep purple. It was roughly the size of a small transport, maybe capable of carrying 20 or 30 beings. But one entire section had been torn open, revealing twisted metal and sparking electronics. There, Jake pointed to a cluster of small forms moving near the ship. "Our aliens." Maya brought the shuttle's cameras to full magnification, and both humans fell silent at what they saw. The beings were small, perhaps 4 feet tall, covered in what appeared to be the fluffiest fur either human had ever seen. Their bodies were roughly humanoid, but with longer arms and shorter legs, and their faces were dominated by large, expressive eyes that sparkled with obvious intelligence. They looked, Maya realized with surprise, absolutely adorable. "They look like living teddy bears," Jake breathed, wonder clear in his voice. The aliens had noticed their approach and were gathered in a group near their damaged ship, some of them holding what appeared to be young ones close to their bodies. Their posture spoke of fear and uncertainty, but also hope as they watched the human shuttle descend. Maya landed the Pathfinder a respectful distance away from the alien vessel, ensuring that their engine wash wouldn't cause additional damage. Through the shuttle's speakers, they could hear soft, chirping and trilling sounds, almost like birdsong mixed with the contented purring of a cat. "Sensors indicate their atmosphere is compatible with ours," Jake reported. "No toxic elements, no dangerous pathogens that our medical scanners can detect." Maya took a deep breath. "Then let's make history." They emerged from the shuttle slowly, hands visible and empty, moving with deliberate care to appear non-threatening. The aliens watched their approach, and Maya could see now that their fur ranged in color from deep brown to silvery white, with intricate patterns that seemed unique to each individual. Their large eyes tracked every movement, clearly intelligent and assessing. One of the aliens, slightly taller than the others and with distinctive golden fur marked with darker stripes, stepped forward. It held what appeared to be a small device in its delicate hands, and when it activated the device, a holographic display appeared in the air between them. The display showed simple pictographs, a broken ship, distressed figures, and then images that seemed to represent help or assistance. The message was clear even without words. Maya slowly reached for her own translation device, a quantum computer designed to analyze alien languages and establish basic communication protocols. She activated it and spoke clearly. "We are humans from the planet Earth. We want to help you." The device processed her words, converting them into a series of musical tones and harmonic frequencies. The golden-furred alien's eyes widened, and it responded with a complex melody that the translator rendered as, "We are Valari of the Harmony Collective. Our ship is broken. We are grateful for your kindness, Sky Friends. Jake stepped forward, unable to contain his excitement. They have such beautiful voices. It's like they speak in music. The alien leader, who had identified herself as Zara, through the continuing translation process, gestured toward their damaged ship. Through a combination of holographic displays and translated speech, she explained that they had been on a peaceful exploration mission when their ship's power core had overloaded. The explosion had crippled their vessel's main systems and left them stranded. "How many of you are there?" Maya asked. 12 adults, 8 younglings, Zara replied, her musical voice carrying notes of worry. "Our young ones grow frightened. They do not understand why we cannot return to the stars." Maya felt her heart clench. These beings were not just stranded. They were families with children, scared and far from home. Looking at Jake, she saw her own determination reflected in his eyes. "We'll help you," Maya said firmly. "My engineer here is very skilled with spacecraft systems. Perhaps we can repair your ship." Jake was already moving toward the alien vessel, his scanner in hand. The Valari parted to let him pass, and Maya noticed how the younger ones peered at him with curious eyes, their fear gradually giving way to wonder at these strange new beings, who had come from the sky to help them. As Jake began examining the damaged power systems, one of the smallest Valari, barely 3 feet tall with pale blue fur, approached Maya cautiously. The little one chirped softly, and Zara translated, "Pip wishes to know if Sky Friends have younglings too." Maya knelt down to the young Valerius level, smiling warmly. "We do. Human children would probably love to meet you, Pip. You're very brave to come talk to me." Pip's large eyes sparkled with delight, and it reached into a small pouch around its neck, withdrawing what appeared to be a carved stone in the shape of a flower. With tiny, careful hands, Pip offered the gift to Maya. "For the kind Sky Friend," Zara, translated as Pip, chirped Maya accepted the gift with reverence, understanding that this simple exchange represented something profound, not just first contact between species, but the beginning of trust and friendship. She reached into her own pocket and withdrew a small earth flower preserved in a transparent polymer, a keepsake from her home garden. "For brave Pip," Maya said, offering the flower in return. The young Valari accepted the gift with obvious joy, holding the flower up to catch the light and chattering excitedly to its companions. The other Valari gathered around to examine the alien artifact, their musical voices rising in harmonious discussion. Meanwhile, Jake had been working with increasing excitement as he examined the Valari ship's systems. "Maya, you need to see this," he called from inside the damaged vessel. Maya joined him in the ship's engineering section, noting how everything was designed with smooth, organic curves that somehow managed to be both beautiful and functional. The technology was clearly advanced, but the design philosophy was completely different from human engineering. Their power core is based on crystalline matrix energy conversion, Jake explained, his voice filled with professional admiration. "It's like nothing we've ever developed, but the principles are sound. The problem is that their main conversion crystal cracked during the overload, and without it, none of their primary systems can function." Maya examined the damaged crystal, a beautiful structure that looked like frozen light. "Can we repair it? Not with our technology, but..." Jake grinned. "I've been studying their design specifications through their computer interface. It's actually quite elegant. If we can synthesize a compatible crystal using our ship's fabrication systems, we might be able to get them home." The work took the better part of 3 days. Maya and Jake worked alongside Zara and her people, learning about Valari technology while sharing human engineering techniques. The Valari proved to be incredibly intelligent and intuitive, able to understand complex concepts even when language barriers made communication difficult. During breaks in the repair work, the two species shared meals and stories. The Valari were natural storytellers, their musical language perfectly suited to epic tales of exploration and discovery. In return, Jake regaled them with stories of human space travel, while Maya shared tales of Earth's diverse cultures and peoples. Pip became a constant companion to both humans, fascinated by their tools and technology. The young Valari showed them Valari art and music, creating beautiful holographic displays of their home world with its floating crystal cities and vast musical forests where the trees themselves sang in harmony with the wind. On the third day, as Jake installed the newly fabricated power crystal into the Valari ship, Maya found herself reflecting on how much had changed. What had started as a routine exploration mission had become something far more significant. They weren't just helping stranded aliens. They were forging the first friendship between their species. "Power core is online," Jake announced, his voice filled with satisfaction as the Valari ship's systems hummed back to life. "All primary systems are functional. You should be able to reach your home world without any problems." Zara and her people gathered around the humans, their musical voices joining in what could only be described as a song of gratitude. Through the translator, Zara spoke for all her people. "Sky friends Maya and Jake have given us more than repair of our ship. You have given us hope and shown us that the galaxy holds wonders beyond our dreams. The Harmony Collective will remember this kindness always." But even as the Valari prepared for departure, Maya sensed that their story together was far from over. The bonds formed over those 3 days felt too strong to be simply left behind. As she watched Pip carefully pack away the earth flower she had given him, Maya realized that this encounter had changed not just first contact protocols, but the entire trajectory of human expansion into the galaxy. They were no longer alone. Among the stars, *, the bond that changed everything. The Valari ship Harmonies song hummed with renewed life as its systems came back online, crystal matrices pulsing with soft, multicolored light. Maya Chen stood in the vessel's organic corridors, marveling at how the walls seemed to grow rather than having been built, their surfaces flowing in patterns that resembled tree bark mixed with seashells. 3 days of working alongside Zara and her people had given her deep appreciation for Valari engineering, but also something more precious: genuine friendship with an entirely alien species. Jake Rodriguez emerged from the engine compartment, wiping his hands on a cloth that Pip had woven for him from local plant fibers. The young Valari had appointed himself as Jake's assistant, following the human engineer everywhere and chattering in musical tones about the differences between human and Valari technology. "All systems are running at optimal efficiency," Jake reported, his face glowing with professional satisfaction. "Better than optimal, actually. Their crystal matrix design is incredibly elegant. I've learned more about energy conversion in 3 days than in 20 years of human engineering." Zara approached them, her golden fur catching the soft light from the ship's bioluminescent panels. Through the translation device, her melodic voice carried deep gratitude. "The Harmony Collective owes you a debt that can never be fully repaid. Sky friends, when we return to our world, the Council of Voices will sing of your kindness for generations." Maya felt a pang at the thought of their departure. The Valari had become more than just the first alien species humanity had encountered. They had become friends, collaborators, and teachers. Pip had spent hours showing Maya holographic recordings of Valari music, while Zara had shared the philosophical foundations of Valari society with its emphasis on harmony, cooperation, and the interconnectedness of all living things. Perhaps this doesn't have to be goodbye forever, Maya suggested carefully. Your people could visit Earth, and we could visit your world. There's so much both our species could learn from each other. Zara's large eyes sparkled with obvious delight at the suggestion. The council would be most interested in such cultural exchange. We have always believed that wisdom grows when shared, like harmony created by many voices singing together. But before they could discuss details of future cooperation, Jake's scanner began beeping urgently. He frowned, checking the readings with growing concern. Captain, I'm detecting multiple ships dropping out of hyperspace at the edge of the system. Large vessels, heavily armed, moving fast toward our position. Maya's blood ran cold through the Valari ship's viewports. She could see distant flashes of light as unknown vessels decelerated from faster-than-light travel. Her military training kicked in immediately, analyzing threat vectors and escape routes. Are they human ships? She asked, though something in her gut told her they weren't. Negative. The energy signatures don't match any human technology, and they're definitely not Valari either. Jake's voice carried grim certainty. Captain, based on their approach, vector, and speed, I'd say we're looking at raiders or pirates. Zara's musical voice took on notes of fear and sadness. Korthok, scavengers. We have encountered their kind before. They prey upon disabled vessels, taking what they can use and destroying the rest. They show no mercy to any species. Maya watched the approaching ships through the Valari vessel sensors. 5 large, angular craft that looked like they had been designed purely for destruction, their hulls bristling with weapons and their engines leaving trails of toxic exhaust. Everything about them spoke of violence and predation. How long until they reach us? Maya asked. 15 minutes at their current speed, Jake replied, his scanner painting an increasingly dire tactical picture. Our shuttle's weapons are basically useless against ships that size, and the New Horizon is in orbit with minimal defensive capabilities. Maya made a decision that surprised her with its swiftness and certainty. We're not abandoning the Valari to these pirates. Jake, get back to our shuttle. Prep all weapons systems and send an emergency signal to the New Horizon. Tell them to come down here with everything they've got. Maya, we're exploration vessels, not warships, Jake protested. Our weapons are designed for asteroid clearance, not ship-to-ship combat against raiders. I don't care, Maya replied firmly. These people helped us, trusted us, became our friends. I'm not going to stand by and watch them get slaughtered by space pirates. Zara stepped forward, her voice carrying a new quality Maya hadn't heard before. Skyfriend Maya, you must not sacrifice yourselves for us. We understand the nature of the Korthok. If you flee now, they may not pursue you. Maya turned to face Zara directly, her decision crystallizing into absolute certainty. That's not how humans work, Zara. We don't abandon our friends, ever. The next few minutes passed in a blur of activity. Jake raced back to their shuttle to prepare what weapons they had, while Maya coordinated with the New Horizon to bring their exploration vessel down from orbit. The ship wasn't designed for atmospheric combat, but its mining lasers and cargo manipulator arms could potentially be weaponized. Pip appeared at Maya's side, no longer the carefree youngster she had come to know. The young Valara's voice carried adult solemnity as Zara translated. Pip says the Korthok destroyed his birth nest when he was very small. He asks if Sky truly mean to fight the Metal Dark Ones. Maya knelt down to Pip's level, meeting those large, trusting eyes. We do. We won't let them hurt you or your family. Pip reached into his pouch and withdrew the preserved earth flower Maya had given him, holding it carefully in his small hands. Through Zara he spoke. Then Pip gives back the star flower. So brave Maya will carry peace of harmony into battle. Maya felt tears sting her eyes as she accepted the flower, understanding the profound trust and hope Pip was placing in her. I'll keep it safe, little friend, I promise. The Korthok ships entered the planet's atmosphere like falling meteors, their engines screaming through the air with sounds that spoke of destruction and malice. Maya could see them through the viewports now, brutal, utilitarian vessels covered in weapon ports and armored plating, trailing smoke and electromagnetic interference. The New Horizon descended from orbit like an avenging angel, its sleek hull gleaming in the orange sunlight as it took position between the Korthok fleet and the stranded Valari ship. Maya's crew of 12 exploration specialists had never trained for combat, but they were resourceful, intelligent, and determined to protect their new friends. All ships, this is Captain Maya Chen of the Earth vessel New Horizon, Maya broadcast. On all frequencies, you are approaching a peaceful first contact mission. Withdraw immediately or face the consequences. The response came in harsh, guttural tones that the translator rendered as threats and demands for surrender. The Korthok ships began spreading out, clearly intending to surround and overwhelm the human vessels through sheer firepower. So much for diplomacy, Jake muttered from his shuttle, bringing his limited weapons online. The first exchange of fire lit up the valley like an artificial thunderstorm. The New Horizon's mining lasers, designed to cut through solid rock, proved surprisingly effective against Korthok armor plating. Jake's shuttle darted between the larger ships like an angry wasp, its small plasma cannons targeting weapon systems and engines with surgical precision. But the humans were vastly outgunned. The Korthok ships responded with volleys of energy, weapons that scorched the ground and sent up clouds of vaporized stone. It became clear within moments that humanity's first real space battle would likely be their last. That was when the Valari ship surprised everyone. The Harmony's song rose from the valley floor with a grace that belied its recent repairs, its organic hull beginning to glow with patterns of light that pulsed in complex rhythms. Maya watched in amazement as panels along the Valari vessel's surface opened to reveal what could only be weapons systems. But unlike anything she had ever seen, instead of traditional energy weapons, the Valari ship projected fields of harmonic resonance that seemed to tear apart the molecular bonds of whatever they touched. Korthok missiles simply disintegrated when they encountered the harmonic fields, while their energy weapons were deflected and scattered like light through a prism. Zara, I thought your people were pacifists. Maya called over the communication. Link, we are, came Zara's musical reply, though her voice now carried notes of steel determination. But pacifism does not mean defenselessness. We believe in protecting the innocent and preserving life. The Korthok threatened both. The battle became a symphony of cooperation between species. Human precision and tactical thinking combined with Valari harmonic technology and philosophical resolve created something neither could have achieved alone. Jake's shuttle provided targeting data for the Valari harmonic weapons, while the New Horizon sensors helped coordinate attacks that maximized the effectiveness of both human and alien systems. Pip's voice piped up through the communication. System. And Zara translated with obvious pride. Little Pip says to tell sky friends that harmony grows stronger when many voices sing together, even in battle song. The young Valari had somehow managed to integrate the Valari and human communication systems, allowing real-time coordination between the three vessels. Maya watched her tactical displays update with Valari sensor data, painting a three-dimensional picture of the battle that was far more detailed than anything human sensors could provide alone. One by one, the Korthok ships began to fall. The New Horizons mining lasers carved through their hulls, while Valari harmonic weapons disrupted their power systems. Jake's shuttle, enhanced with targeting data from Valari sensors, placed its shots with devastating accuracy. The final Korthok vessel, its hull scarred and its weapons systems failing, attempted to ram the Valari ship in a last act of spite. But the Harmony's song simply phased through the attack, its harmonic fields shifting the vessel slightly out of phase with normal space-time, allowing the Korthok ship to pass harmlessly through empty air before crashing into the mountainside. As the smoke cleared and the echoes of battle faded, an extraordinary silence fell over the valley. Three ships from two different worlds hung in the orange-tinted air, their crews breathing hard and hardly believing they had survived. "Status report," Maya called, her voice shaky with adrenaline. "Pathfinder shuttle operational, minor hull scoring, but all systems functional," Jake reported. "New Horizon sustained moderate damage to port mining array, but we're flight-worthy," came the report from Maya's bridge crew. "Harmony's song sings proudly of victory shared with sky friends," Zara reported, her musical voice carrying notes of triumph and gratitude. But it was Pip who captured the moment perfectly. The young Valeris voice, translated by Zara, carried simple wisdom. Pip says that when different songs join together in harmony, they make music more beautiful than any could create alone. Maya found herself laughing, partly from relief and partly from the profound truth of the youngsters' words. They had not just survived their first battle, they had discovered something remarkable about the potential for cooperation between species. In the days that followed, as they repaired damage and prepared for the journey ahead, Maya and Zara worked together to establish formal protocols for human-Valari cooperation. It was decided that Jake would accompany the Valari back to their home world as humanity's first ambassador, while a Valari delegation would return to Earth with Maya. Pip insisted on being part of the delegation to Earth, arguing through Zara that someone needed to teach human younglings about Valari music and philosophy. Maya agreed readily, already imagining the wonder on children's faces when they met their first alien friend. The partnership that began in that valley would transform both species. Human ingenuity and determination combined with Valari harmony, and wisdom created an alliance that would eventually span the galaxy. The Korthak, expecting easy prey, had instead encountered the first demonstration of interspecies cooperation in galactic history, as the New Horizon prepared for the journey home, now carrying 3 Valari ambassadors, including young Pip. Maya stood once again at the viewport watching stars appear in the darkening sky. But this time, she wasn't looking at the vast emptiness between worlds. She was seeing the infinite possibilities that opened up when different species chose cooperation over conquest, harmony over discord. The flower Pip had returned to her rested, in a place of honor on the bridge, a reminder that even in the vastness of space, small acts of kindness could grow into friendships that changed the galaxy forever. In her captain's log, Maya wrote, "First contact with the Valari has exceeded all expectations. We have not just discovered intelligent alien life, We have found partners, teachers, and friends. The universe just became a much less lonely place for humanity. The story of the cuddlebugs, as Earth's media would inevitably nickname the Valari, became the foundation legend for humanity's expansion into galactic civilization. But those who were there remembered it differently, not as conquest or discovery, but as the moment a species chose to sing in harmony rather than discord, creating music more beautiful than either could achieve alone.